Hey guys, so the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball Special Summon is here. Today we're going to be talking about the banner format, how good I think the banner is overall, and whether or not I would recommend you guys summon on the banner. So let's quickly talk about the format of the banner first. So if you go into the news tab, it gives you a breakdown of the characters and also of the banner. So we have two different summoning periods here. The first period, which started today, is going all the way through November 21st. So spoiler alert, I will be doing a video talking about Legends Fest probably within the next few days. This, I expect, the 21st, is the day before Legends Fest starts. So Legends Fest, I think, will start on the 22nd. This basically is going all the way through the beginning of Legends Fest. And then the second half of the banner is from the 21st of November through January 14th. So it's actually running all the way through Legends Fest. Now, clearly, there is a bit of an incentive to summon on the banner during the first half. We can see here, comes with freebie Dragon Ball 40th Anniversary Great Summon coins that can be exchanged for the Z power of newly introduced characters, and you get double the Z power for the entire summon period. So, it looks like the Great Coins are really what's limited to the first half, right? So, it's not really that big of a difference, but I'll talk about the Great Summon coins in a second. So this is the details of the characters. If we go down further, we get a breakdown of the steps for the banner. So there's 7 steps for this banner. Step 1 is 100cc. You get 3 characters and 1 coin of each type. Step 2 is 300cc, 5 characters, 3 coins. Step 3 is 500cc, 7 characters, 5 coins. And then step 4 through 6 are all 1000cc for 10 characters and then 10 coins of both types. And then the 7th step is a free multi. And then after you do step 7, you return to step 4. So you can only do steps 1 through 3 once, and then you can't do them again. Now, if we go over to the actual banner itself, right here, we can take a look at the lineup here of the characters. This is typically what I like to use to judge whether or not a banner is good or not. Let's take a look and see what the characters are here. So we have the new Goku and we have the new Gohan. Obviously, these are the characters you're going to be trying to get if you're summoning on this banner mainly. So I've only done the initial showcase for both characters, and I've not done them together. I've not used Zenkai buffs. I've not used them with the DB equip. So there's a lot of room left for these guys to look very good. But I really think these are really good characters. I do. I think they're essentially just what I would consider to be pseudo LFs. So they're not designated Legends Limited characters, but they have kind of a stat spread and mechanic list that would be something that we would expect to see on a Legends Limited character, even though they're not technically classified as Legends Limited. So I do think that they are really well designed. The other characters on here, we have LF Kid Goku, who this is the first time he's actually coming back alongside Demon King Piccolo. So they brought them back together on the same banner, and they didn't separate them into a different banner, right? So if we go back here, we have the Ultra Fusion Zamasu banner, right, which came out. Obviously, Ultra Fusion Zamasu is really designed to work with Red Zamasu. What they did here is they actually brought back Red Zamasu, but they brought him back on... Oh, actually, I think that banner's gone. Yeah, they actually brought... That banner's gone. There was a separate banner that they brought back Red Zamasu on, so they didn't put him on this banner. And so basically what they're saying is, yeah, you can summon for Ultra Fusion Zamasu, but his best partner is actually on a separate banner. So if you want to run them both together, you got to summon for this guy on a different banner. So it really was... I hate how they do that, but that's a trend that they've adopted for the past few years. But for this banner, that's not what they're doing here, because you really want to run both new characters, Goku and Gohan, with this yellow Kid Goku, who's going to be getting a unique equipment next week, and he should be your third character to be ran alongside the two on the top. So you have a really good lineup here. You can build an entire team off of this by itself. Demon King Piccolo, I wouldn't really classify as being super effective or valuable right now, but he is a newer LF character, and at some point he will be getting a Zenkai or unique equipment. It's just not going to happen right now, but I think he's a good character just to have in your box, on your account, for whenever he does get a buff later on. Then we have Pat the Power Kid Goku. I think they're just throwing him on here because he's a character that... works on the DB team. He's pretty old at this point. He definitely could get a Zenkai Awakening soon. We'll see if they're going to Zenkai him soonish, but I mean, he's kind of just like a throw on here. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is a really good bench for the green new Goku that dropped. That's why he's on here. And then on top of that, they also brought back like every single 1% sparking for a DB. We have Tambourine, who actually is a pretty effective support character. Jackie Chun is pretty solid. He's got an auto counter. And then we have the two 23rd World Tournament characters, Goku and Piccolo Jr., who both got unique equips during the April DB celebration. So I think they're actually both pretty solid still. They're not great, but they're definitely at least what I would consider to be competent. So we have those two. We have Yellow Roshi, who's like a good HP buffer for the team. This is a candidate, I think, for a Zenkai Awakening. If they really wanted to like put this team over the edge, I think Zenkai Roshi to be a Zenkai buffer, HP buffer for Yellow Kid Goku is really, really something. I think that would be the best possible thing they could do is Zenkai this guy. But he's like a decent bench character. He's a yellow, or he's an HP buffer for DB. Android 8 is not very good, but maybe at some point he'll Zenkai Awaken. And then Yamcha and Launch are also really, really valuable because they're going to be your primary Zenkai buffers for the two new characters, right? Launch is going to be Zenkai buffing Gohan, and then Yamcha is going to be Zenkai buffing the new Goku. So the main reason why I would recommend summoning on this banner is it actually reminds me a lot of the Ginyu Force banner. If you guys remember back to when that dropped, it was in 2023 post 5th anniversary. The thing with the Ginyu Force banner is the Ginyu Force, I wouldn't really say was like, oh my god, super mega top tier. They're competing with like the 5th anniversary characters, with the Gammas, with Goku and Frieza, with Vegito Blue. They weren't quite there at that level, but they were good and they were competent. But the reason why the banner was so valuable is because you could build a team just from one banner, which is not, we never see that. It's just something that the game just doesn't do anymore. The game used to do that really, really long time ago back in the day. They used to drop these banners during major celebrations where you could just re-roll and build an entire team from the banner, but they've kind of shied away from doing that. We have situations where they bring out like an Ultra Fusion Zamasu, for example, and then they bring his best partner on a different banner to make you summon on two separate banners. So it becomes a lot more tough to build like these optimal teams. And then they have 13 who's on a separate banner, so you really got to summon on like 3 or 4 different banners to build this team. But for this banner, you have the 3 characters you want to run all right here. Boom, boom, boom. And then your Zenkai characters on the bench are right here. Boom, boom. And then you could run an HP bench with Roshi too. You could potentially throw on someone like Jackie Chun. You could throw on Tambourine if you want a bit of extra support. So I think this banner is actually looking pretty good as just a very high value option, right? A very high value option because you don't need to be splitting your CC across multiple banners to build this team that you want to run. So I actually think it is worth summoning on this banner. In terms of how much I would say is worth summoning, that's completely up to you. How much CC do you currently have on your account? We are very, very close to Legends Fest. This is going to be probably, I would say probably the final release before we get into Legends Fest. Last year we had that one like Daima, it was like Daima episode 4 or something, that banner that dropped with the blue Daima Goku and Glorio. That was, I think, a special occasion just because Daima was an ongoing anime at the time. So I don't think we're going to be getting another release before Legends Fest, so this is it. Legends Fest should start on the 22nd, so we have just a bit over 3 weeks from now until Legends Fest starts, so we are in the final stretch. I would really emphasize that saving for Legends Fest is a priority right now, but I am somebody that really does think it is worth maybe going in one rotation, right? And so one rotation, if we go back to the news tab here, it's not super cheap, but I think it is worth it just because of the value you're going to see from this. So we have, what is this? It's 1 to 4, 9. So it's 3,900 CC for rotation. You're getting a bunch of these coins. You're getting a free multi. You're getting extra discounts because you're spending 100 CC for 3 characters, 300 CC for 5 characters, 500 CC for 7 characters. Plus, you're getting guaranteed sparkings. Plus, there's a step that gives 2 times rates. I think it's worth it. I think the value is here. I think the lineup on the banner is good enough. Even though we're so close to Legends Fest, I would say doing at least one rotation on this banner to give yourself a decent chance of pulling someone that might be really... Like, even if you don't pull the new characters, maybe you get Kid Goku, and maybe not even on the DB setup, Kid Goku can be effective with his unique equip next to someone like Namek Goku, and you could, like, double Zenkai buff all of them with the yellow characters. Like, stuff like that is possible for sure. So... I do think the value is here, but I would also say don't go crazy on this banner because once again, this banner is up for a really long time. It goes through January for the second half. But you know, the great coins I think are pretty effective. If you don't end up pulling the characters within, I think it's 150 coins for the Great Coins, you could actually end up getting a guaranteed copy of them from the shop here using the 150 coins here. Something else to mention as well is because these guys are not Legends Limited characters, you can use normal Sparking Z-Power to Z-Power them up if you pull a copy. So I think there's just too many arguments to be made in favor of summoning on this banner. But again, I would not, you know, I'm saving up for Legends Fest. All of a sudden, I spend all my CC on this banner, and now I have nothing for Legends Fest. I think you want to be budgeting your CC accordingly. What I would do is take a look at how much CC you currently have. Let's say you have 15,000 CC. Set a limit for yourself. Say like, okay, I am not going to spend more than 4,000 CC on this banner, and no matter what happens, I'm not going beyond that. You could also say to yourself, I'm going to plan on going through one rotation on this banner, but if I pull both characters before I finish the rotation, I am going to immediately stop. Setting a limit like that, I think, is actually pretty helpful for a banner like this, because the way that these banners are designed is, like you can see right now, I have 149 coins. That's on purpose, right? They designed it to be like that on purpose. It didn't just magically happen like that. It's designed to entice you to keep going and keep going and keep going. Oh, one more multi, I get a free multi. Oh, one more multi, I get 2 times rates. Oh, one more multi, I can get enough coins for this character. Right? That's why it's designed like that. So set a limit for yourself before you go in. And again, I think this banner is pretty valuable. It looks pretty solid. Characters look good. These are special characters, which they've mentioned are not likely to return too often in the future, if at all. So let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be summoning on this banner? If not, let me know why. And if you are, hopefully you have good luck. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.